All right, so a tangent line intersects a circle at exactly 1 point, and that is called the point of tangency. Okay, so what line is tangent to my circle right here? AB, and what would my point of tangency be? A. Okay, a line is tangent to the circle if and only if it is perpendicular Okay, so let's pause. Perpendicular means a what? Good, forms a 90-degree angle to a radius drawn to the point of tangency. Okay, so TA is the radius, right? Going to the point of tangency, it's only tangent if that makes a right angle. Okay, so in number 1, it's asking, is it a tangent line? So how would I be able to tell if this is a tangent line? If this makes a right angle, and how can I prove if that makes a right angle? How can I tell if that's a right angle? Yeah, we gotta see if a squared plus b squared equals c squared. If it does, it's a right. If it's a point of tangency. If it doesn't, then it's not. Okay, so a squared would be 64 plus 225 equals 289. What is 64 plus 225? 289. So is this a tangent line? So it's a big ol' yes. You must show this on your paper today. If you just write yes or no, I will not accept it. Comprende for those of you that don't write a whole lot on your paper except for answers? Comprende? Skylar, are you listening to me? Because you're making zero eye contact right now. All right. Let's take a look at number 2. Okay. My radius is what? Is AP, and it's 11. Okay, so where else is that going to come into play? Is this whole line 5? No, this whole line is 16, because my radius is 11, so we know both of these guys are going to be 11, right? Because my radiuses are all going to be the same. All right. So my right angle would need to be right here at the point of tangency. So how are we setting this up? 121 plus, 196. Yep, equals, well, no, what's it supposed to equal? 256. What does it equal? 317. So is this a line of tangency? So that's a no. Okay, this happens a lot on today's assignment, where you have to notice that both of them are radii, and you have to add that in. Okay, so don't forget about that. All right, so now we're going to say that it is a tangent line, so then we can find x. Okay, how? Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so how are we going to set this guy up? 49 plus 361 equals x squared. We get 410 equals x squared, so x is 25. Does everybody agree? Anybody disagree with that rounding? Okay. All right, if I'm looking at 4, and we're not going to do all of 4, what's the length of this? 18, good, because you've got to add that 11 in there. All right, we need to take a look at 5, though. Okay? When I'm finding this, what you need to do is you need to find this entire leg. Okay? Because this is who? This is 10. And it's going to be funky to find x plus 10, right? Because that's what this whole line is. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to find this whole thing. We're just going to call it y. Okay, so how am I going to set this up? 100 plus 576? 576 equals y squared. Okay, so 676 equals y squared. What's y? How much? 26? Okay, so if this whole thing is 26 and this guy's 10, what does x have to be? 16. Because x plus 10 is going to give us 26, and x is going to give us 16. Some of us look at me like we're not sure how that works. Who's confused? Morgan, what's up? Which part? All of it? Well, do you know how to do the Pythagorean theorem? Because that's all we're doing. Right? Okay, so is that the part you're confused on? So which part are you confused on? This doesn't have anything to do with yesterday. Like, this is totally separate from yesterday. Has nothing to do with it. Well, I'm trying to help you, but I need to know where you're confused at. And you not being here yesterday isn't a very good excuse. Alright. Okay, so on 6, if this is 11, what's this? 11. So that makes this whole thing right here, what? 22? Okay, so that's what we need to use to see if I have a point of tangency. So where's my right angle? Yeah, right down here at J. Okay, so how am I going to set this one up? 484 plus x squared equals 625. So x squared equals 141. X is okay, horrible? No? Alright. Okay, 7 is that same thing where you have to add up that whole side. Okay, let's look at 8. How are we going to set up 8? Well, but what are you going to have to do with that 2x? Yeah, yep, because this is x, this is also x. So when we have that, let's make this whole thing y. Okay, so how are we going to set this up? Y squared plus equals 625. Y squared is 576. So y is 24. So if y is 24, because that's my whole diameter, right? So that means x has to be 12. Yep, because my radius would be 12. Easy peasy? All right. Okay, just a couple other properties. Okay, if two segments from the same external point. So basically, if I have B here, okay, and it's tangent to both A and C, this guy's going to be congruent to that guy. Okay, those two are going to be congruent. Okay, if a polygon, okay, so yesterday we had inscribed angles, right? My angles were inside the circle. Okay, when my angles are outside the circle, we call them circumscribed. Okay, and so if my polygon is circumscribed on the outside of the circle, okay, then all my sides are going to be tangent. Okay, why does that have significance? Okay, because this side, this guy is going to be congruent to this guy. This guy is congruent to this guy. And this guy would be congruent to that guy. Okay, that's why that has significance. Okay, so number 10, if my two lines are tangent, what do I know about those? They're going to be equal to each other. So 5x plus 23 equals 8x minus 19. So 3x equals 42, making x 14. Okay, if they wanted segment AB, what would I just have to do? Yeah, I would just plug it in. Okay, and that's what they're doing here in 11. Okay, if we look at number 13, what does it mean to find the perimeter of an object? Add up all the outsides, right? Do I have all the outsides? But can I find all the outsides? Yeah. If this is 11, what's this? 11. If this is 16, what's this? If this is 9.5, what's this? So now you got to add up everything to find the perimeter. Make sense? All right.